Hello operators, I am Leonidas, this is Nuclearis, and today I'm going to be doing just a regular startup, but with chemicals. Just today I started using chemicals. I made a video earlier of my first attempt. It went okay other than getting sidetracked, and then I kept trying it over and over and it got not great, then it got a little bit better, so hopefully I've got the system down. I've got a checklist that I'm using now, so hopefully you've got it all ironed out. We'll see how it goes. This is version 2.0, patch 177. Earlier versions will look very different reactor, and later patches may have some changes as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to mark all these and get our warning for the chemical treatment. And in we go. Don't forget, come check us out on the official Nuclearis Discord. The link is in the description. It is not mine. I don't own it. I don't moderate it. I didn't create it. I don't have anything to do other than I'm a participant. I am a community helper, but we've got a lot of knowledgeable people there to help out. So come check it out. Okay, here we go. Actually, let me turn down the sound because YouTube doesn't like one of the songs in Nuclearis. Okay, so first thing we're going to do.
The reactor has lost critical mass reactivity.
It's saying that because I just ended it another game. So we're going to open this RCV valve first and let our core vessel drop. The reason we're doing this is because as we add boron, we need space for it to fill. If we add it to the point where there's no space left in our core, then we're going to have issues. And the pressurizer is not going to work, another thing. So we'll start with that first. We'll now go close, let it do its thing. Okay, now we'll come around and start all the things like normal. Heater's on. Go there. We may as well switch our mode now. Actually, you know what? No, let's follow the checklist. Make sure we get it right. External power on, yes. Generator off, that was already done for us. Pressurizers, yes. Okay, I guess that is next on the list. Look at me being efficient, not even realizing it. Insert fuel, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Primary pumps. Let's go. Actually, let's verify that's closed. Okay. We will actually start spinning this up now. We're gonna go. Oops, activate. For some reason, that one doesn't ever activate. Give it a second to light up. Come alive, and okay, we're gonna go 50 here. Start it doing its thing. Okay, we will just come on down the line, turn this on, and see how low we got. Yep, that's pretty good. 2350 is what I was aiming for, but that's pretty good. Turn that on, and we're gonna go to 15. 1, 2, 3. Verify 15.
The reactor core coolant has started to circulate.
Yes, it has. Turn this on. We will MSCV to 0. I am going out of order of my checklist, so I do apologize. I'll get back on it here. So we can the vacuum on, condenser pump set on. And in this case, we're going to go to 5, just so we don't have to think about it. Yeah, all that clicking and didn't do anything. Resistor bank on, MSCV to 0. Bypass 0. And I think now we're good to go. So we'll go ahead and pull rods. I'm going to pull them to... Oh, do I want to go where I ended up at? Let's just try it. Okay, that's going to heat up really fast. So, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to go to... let's go 90. And then I'll just know that I'll have to bring it down at some point. Okay, so now what I'm doing here is I am, remember that, it's about to get loud. Warning. Okay, boron acts as a liquid, as a liquid control rod. These are solid control rods. They do the same thing. So as the concentration of boron increases, it's like adding more and more control rods. So we're going to have to pull our solid ones to match what we're as it increases here, we need to decrease here, otherwise our core stops heating up. And it's starting to slow down, not yet. So I have to constantly watch this, because at 3100 I need to shut this off. We're not close to it yet, we're only at 567, but that's where I like to run it, which will get my rods down around 68 is where they're going to end up. If I just pull this, I ended up at 68, and if I just pull them to 68, that's going to be a problem, because it will rise faster than the boron. So it took me quite a while to get down to that 68. I think originally I pulled it at 93. So do what works for you. So with my startup, I close MSCV, close bypass, and I wait for pressure to get to 60 before I do anything else. My next steps then are to bring this up to 5. This one up to 25. I'll just turn it on now without ordering anything. And then pressure will drop. This will start to spin, and we can let it go. This guy should be coming up nicely. We're aiming for 300 on our core here, and it took me a little while to get there before you can see it slowing down a little bit. So we'll let that continue, and now it's just kind of a waiting game. Speed up a little bit, trying to get this to 60 before we take our next steps. Let's get our request operations. Okay. A little bit faster, so we don't have to wait as long. And we're good. Okay, so this guy goes to, whoops, this one goes to 5. This one goes to 25. Okay, we will let those rock and roll. Temperature is way high. Okay, so that initial start was too much. We're going to let that actually come down. The control rods will bring that down. And we're okay. We're almost halfway. Turbine just kicked in. Colorful little graph there. This is not designed to be... It's not designed for you to run off of. For you to do anything off of. I think it's just to look cool, from what I understand. So, yeah, pump still spinning up, that's fine. We've come alive there. Still coming down here. And how are we doing over here on this end? Oh, well, you've hardly moved. Okay, the way that this works is every minute in the game, it will dose by whatever this is. So if you watch... when it's right now it's 9:46 game time. As soon as this jumps up, it'll be 9:47. Why it drops down, I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. If you know in the comments, please let me know. But I've been asking around trying to get an answer of why that happens. Actually, let me check the Discord, see if that has... Nope, no one answered me yet. So that's something I'm still working on. Okay, so we're past where we want to be. So let's go 92. Still dropping, and that's because of the level of boron. So we'll go all the way down to 90 now. And that was a little too much. Okay, so we'll go 91. Making bigger changes because we can. Okay, I guess it wasn't that big of a jump. Thought it was going to climb faster. Which we do need to try and get it back up to 300. 300 is where I'm aiming for. That's just the number that I like. This is slowly coming up. I have tried doing this. Triple speed, the startup, not a great idea. I do not recommend it. Too much going on, too much to watch, and too much to... I actually have a blooper of... My first trial went surprisingly okay. My second trial, I tried to do it on triple speed, and it was a disaster. I think I tripped my turbine 3 or 4 or 5 times before I even reached 300 degrees over here. It took me 4+ hours in game to get my generator up and running. It was yeah, blooper to say the least. Okay, we'll bring this down again. Boron's increasing. Did that even bring the temperature up? Yeah, a little bit, but not very much. Let's do one more. So again, when all's said and done, when I get this to around 3100, my control rods are going to be at about 68, a little bit above. So we'll let that just go, and eventually it'll level off. So I'm okay with leaving it at 88 for now. Let's go triple speed now. Remember how I said let's not do that? Let's do it. As we get to 3,000, we're going to slow it down, because again, every game minute it's going to jump by 50. So you can kind of predict when it's going to hit 3,031. How are we doing over here? Yeah, see, we're already starting to come down by a lot. So let's go 86. Ooh, a lot. Let's go 80. Okay, I still don't think that's enough. But you see what I mean? How things change so quickly when you are on triple speed. Okay, we're live over here, as expected. I'm so sure and confident of my method that I don't even need to, that I don't even watch my pressure and temperature. That sounds kind of cocky. I don't mean for it to. I don't mean to boast, but this is tried and true. The 15, 25, and 5, and then when it comes out at, I think, 20 something megawatts, and then I just dial it back down. So 21 maybe, I forget. But it just works well. Okay, so this came back up, which is a good thing. Seems to be holding fairly well. Okay, let's run back over here. And I'm good with that dosing still. But it's going to hit in 3 minutes. It's going to hit 31, right? So there's 3,000, and the next minute it's going to hit 65-ish. The next game minute. Okay, so this is where I'm going to slow it down to like 10. And you got to go above it. Also notice over here, right? So we're back close to that 2,500 level. You don't want to get this full. You want your core vessel full. You don't want it full. Because then your pressurizer won't work and you'll have other issues. So this is dropping a lot. So we'll come down to like 75 here, because we're getting close to that 68 mark. Okay, so we're going to let it go. Actually, 2 more, and then we'll make it 3 more. We're going to go to 3110, because it's going to continue to drop, and I don't really want it to. So we'll let that go 2 more minutes. Dropping a bunch here. Let's just go straight to 68. Bring that temperature back up. Okay, so we'll let it do 1 more, and then we're going to shut it off. There it is. Dosing 0 set. And this will just continue to trickle down toward that 3,100 mark. And are we still... So it is coming up a little bit, but again, once it hits that 300 mark, we'll go to 68.4, which should be good. We're about halfway on this guy. So now I'm fairly confident that I could go triple speed and be alright. Come over here. Okay, so we're there. So we'll bring this up to a 68.4. And it should kind of level off. Nope. Okay, a couple more. There it is. Okay, I'm okay with that just slowly falling on its own. Have we stopped here yet? Nope, still coming down. So see, we went a little over, but we're letting it keep trickling down. It'll do that for a while. Okay, we're at 2,000, so we're getting close. Looking for that 3,000 mark to start our synchronous activities. I can't tell if this is coming down or not. The high was 35 a second ago. Oh, just do one last check. Okay, yeah, so we're definitely slowing down. We're almost at where we want to be. Okay, so we'll focus on this. We'll let those guys go for a minute. And I'll probably cut away and come back when this is 3,000. Okay, bringing you back in now. We're going down to normal speed. Again, hold Alt and Shift. Sometimes I don't pronounce the T on Shift. It sounds like I'm saying curse words here on the video. I promise I'm not. But this bypasses the animation, lets you click a little bit faster. So we wait till green at the top. We got to get that green there, otherwise it's not working. And 11:08. We might actually get our estimate. Wait for it to update. It's gonna drop soon, any minute. 85. Well, we tried. We'll get close. So I was a little bit higher than I thought, 22 instead of 21. Let's start bringing this down, and so, but we're up and running. We have started. We have successfully gone through the steps to start up our reactor with boric acid, and we leveled off at 3102. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So there we are. Yeah, as I learned a little bit more, I can tell you more about what each of these things do. But the boric acid's obviously a liquid. We're adding it to our core. Let's take a look at what our final volume was at the end of the day. 2432. We started at 2426 before we opened the RCV valve. The reason why we do the RCV valve first is because once we add boric acid and there's boron inside, if we drain this out, we're going to have boron in our CST, our storage tank, which is fine, except that if you're trying to get rid of all the boron, if you ever bring water in from that tank, well, you're going to have it in your core vessel. It's not going to go anywhere. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, the temperature really matters. If you forget and you're trying to dump water that is 309 degrees Celsius in a room temperature tank, the tank doesn't like it and it'll take damage, especially if you do too much. So it's much better to do it beforehand. If you forget, not the end of the world. If you're only going to do a little bit, I don't think it'll cause that much damage, but just keep that in mind, that it's much better to do it on your first the first item on your checklist, which is what you're going to see. Filter. If you end up putting too much boron in, more than you wanted to, then you turn on your filter pump, and this is how much you can filter out. It filters out boron, so this would actually decrease. Concentration would go down. If you forgot it, had something crazy going on, and came back and you're like 35 plus, well, okay, you can use this to filter back. There, above 35, you gain no benefit. That's kind of the maximum. So you never want to go above 3,500. Why do I like 31? I don't know. I just do. It's what I've been practicing with. So I guess I was off. 68.7 instead of 68.4. It's what I've been practicing with, and it gives me enough control rods to still manage with. If I pull these out, it's going to get hotter. If I put them in, it's going to get colder, in theory. My levels are still good, right? Iodine is just a naturally occurring chemical from the fuel. A couple notes on this, that xenon and iodine come from the fuel, the fuel bank itself, fuel block. The boron has nothing to do with those. The reason you didn't see them before, if you didn't have chemicals turned on, is because of that. It keeps these out if you don't have chemicals enabled. So that's kind of an important thing to note. And xenon kind of kills it's bad for your core. It almost acts as like another control rod that you can't control. It's kind of like your fuel produces iodine, if I remember right, and iodine breaks down into xenon. So you can anticipate what your xenon is going to look like in a few hours based on your iodine concentration and reactivity. If this goes red, well, in a little while, this is going to go red. I want to say, don't quote me on the time, it's like 7 to 9 hours after the fact. So in theory, at about, I don't know, sometime between 1800 and 2000 hours, or maybe a little later, 21, I should start seeing xenon pick up. And after 2 or 3 days, it should stabilize. I think it gets to an equilibrium to where the iodine and xenon rates match each other for the most part. It is possible to what they call poison your core with the xenon, where it's taking over. You're pulling control rods to zero. It's still falling. There's nothing you can do. It's kind of forcing you to shut down. That is a thing. It does happen. It happens to a lot of players. It causes a lot of frustration. So just keep that in mind. Let's keep this guy coming down. Let's go. Oops. The wrong way. Wrong way. 15 there. 3 here. And let's actually bring this guy back. We're just going to go all the way to 10 with you. Right there. We'll come check our condenser. Ice cold. Put you at 2. Now let's go 1 because I want you. Well, no, we don't have a lot of demand right now, so I will leave you at 2. That's pretty low. So 85. I don't think the city will let me make up for it. Yeah, that's too high. They would ding me for exceeding demand. If I turn off my resistor banks, that is. So here we are. Haven't changed from that 309 number. Pretty stable. Let's come over here, see if we've dropped any. We were at 3103, right? Okay, so it did come down a little bit. But I'd still call that pretty chill. Yeah, not moving a lot. I think if I wanted to get this back up, I'd have to pull control rods there. So I still have more playing around to do with this, to figuring out how it all works. I'll get an alarm. Ready for the alarm?
Warning. Danger alarm.
See how the bell already went away? Nope. Oh, there. I guess they're one after the other. It doesn't really register. There it goes. It just does it at first when you shut it off. It's like, wait, what are you doing? Stop. The city gives you a 10% over or under of grace, more or less, and I'm within that right now. So I was hoping to bring this up. If I had been able to do that earlier, I might have gotten this up to 90. You can kind of sort of go over it and over the demand per hour and get that back, which is kind of goofy. Anyway, but it's a moment. Oh no, now I've caused a problem. Yeah, I know. So now, and I probably just damaged my turbine too. So I didn't anticipate the demand drop. So now I've really done it. But anyway, there you go. Video's been over for a little while, and I'm just playing and rambling. So thanks for stopping by. Let me know if you have questions. Drop them in. If you have suggestions, please. If you have suggestions and you're good with chemicals, let me know, because I could use all the coaching I can get. Again, I'm just figuring this stuff out on my own, asking a few questions here and there, but we're all in it together. Join the Discord. Get in on the conversation with not just with me, but with others. We got some great community helpers in the Discord. Link is down there again. It's the official one. I don't own it, moderate it, control it, just didn't start it, nothing. But it is a really great community, I think, different from other games Discords that you'll be in. So anyway, I'm Leonidas. This is Nuclearis. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon.